Life is very beautiful and interesting that God has given to us, and we should be very happy about it. But unfortunately, the stress becomes a part of our life, and we generally do not really live a happy and a peaceful life. And if we talk about stress practically, if you now go back to your life, maybe 20 years from today, so just start thinking about this word stress, tension, anxiety, depression. So if you really go into the deep of it, you will realize that practically we did not use these words 20 years before. Did any one of us use these words? Now, if we see a child who is just maybe 5, 7, 8 years, he speaks this. We are in stress. बहुत टेंशन हो रही है. छोटे छोटे बच्चों को टेंशन हो रही है. हमारे टाइम पे we did not even had this word 20 years before if we look at our own life. So this is a phenomenal change that we all are witnessing in today's time. The life is designed like this that stress, anxiety, tension cannot be eradicated altogether from our life. This is an unfortunate reality. But yes, we all have the potential, we all have the power, we all have the capability to control it, to manage it, to handle it. Now, this is an art. So, we will first talk about the root cause of stress, जिसको we can tell it as a problem area. लाइफ में क्या चलता है? लाइफ में मोस्टली वी थिंक अबाउट द प्रॉब्लम. Like you all are in the corporate, so when the client has any problem, they will download the problem onto your head, or maybe to Avnish sir. They will download the problem, and then what will happen next? He'll be looking for the solution, or he will tell to XYZ, okay, please work out a solution for it. So our whole life is designed like this. There'll be problems, and there are solutions to the problems. Mostly we try to just keep ourselves busy onto the problem side, because at times we do not have the solution. Now we all need to consciously work for a solution as well. If we really want to divide the key reasons or the major root cause of the stress of our life, the first is, like, you all are in the career development stage, more or less, many of you. So first is career. So first I was talking about the career part. It could be career, then it could be job related. Career is for people who are kind of, who have just maybe qualified, then venturing into a job or maybe a business. And then once you are into job, then you always look for a progressive curve, how to move on to the next level. We all look for the next level in life. Then job insecurity. That's one of the biggest problem. All the time we are consciously thinking, let me do the work in a manner so that my job doesn't go away. It's natural. Then second area is relationship. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but as I meet people, they have at times a lot of stress of how to handle the relationships. It's not easy. It's a big pain in itself. So much expectations are there, so many demands are there, be it boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. It's very common. So relationship at times become a big problem for us. So it's also an area of stress. Then third is, like the ma'am said, the health factor. Right now, it is like, I just recently heard a news in my family, in my relation, that it's like my relative, She is just 32 years and she has been diagnosed with a cancer. What can you do? And the whole family was in like a big, shock. And it was very difficult for them to really come out of it. They could not really manage it. It was really tough. So this is something that we all experience. As we are progressing, the problems are venturing onto our way. So this is called as the root cause. Root cause, you understand? The why. We all are suffering from this kind of stress in some or other way. Then the society, how society will, how society will deal with us. What is our standing in the society? All problems are like, you need to have a position. You expect certain level of respect from the people you deal with in the society. And for that, you have to work hard. It's like they're saying, work hard, party hard. That's what is going on. And once you party hard, then you are drained. You're drained hard. This is all we experience. So this is like I'm talking about the problem area. Now you will say, sir, we know the problems. Now we need a solution. How to really handle this piece in our life. Right? We need to talk about solution now. So how many of you have by chance read Bhagavad Gita in your life? Okay.
I tried to read, but it went above my head.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. At least you made an attempt. But generally, in this age, it's really tough to find people who are actually reading Bhagavad Gita in their daily life. You know, the character Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, he was in such a miserable condition of life, such a miserable condition that he had to fight with his own relatives. He had to fight with his own teacher. Can you imagine that situation? It is something beyond imagination that Arjuna had to fight with his own relatives. It's really difficult to conceive this idea. I mean, if you put yourself in the shoes of Arjuna, maybe then you can get some idea. The kind of stress Arjuna would have been through that time. It's not easy. You can fight with an enemy. It's easy. But you cannot fight with your own relatives. And Arjuna was in that big dilemma. It was a big stressful situation for him. The best thing that Arjuna did, that Arjuna accepted God as an authority. That was his best qualification. And even Krishna, when he understood the problem that Arjuna had, even Krishna did not tell Arjuna. In the second chapter, if you read, in the second chapter, Krishna did not tell Arjuna that ultimately, I am God, serve me. What was the first teaching? Any guess that Arjuna gave? The first teaching that Krishna gave to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said to Arjuna that tolerate.
Sorry?
Tolerate. Krishna taught Arjuna principle of tolerance. Krishna said to Arjuna that ki sardi bhi aayegi, garmi bhi aayegi. That was the first teaching. And then he said that you are not the body, you are a soul. Now to come to this principle that yes, we are not the body, we are soul, it's not easy in today's time. And there are reasons to it, which I can maybe tell sometime later. So let's now get back to our practical tips part. So I am just, like whatever I am telling you, as a principle, what we should do to overcome stress. It is all well covered in Bhagavad Gita. So we are going to talk 7 principles that you should adopt in your life, and then you will be able to have a stress-free life. So you can maybe understand it with the help of mnemonic. The one is like one group is GMR. GMR. The second is we have BP. BP stands for British Petroleum. So you'll be able to remember, that's why I'm telling. Then the third one is RS. RS group भी बहुत common है. At least I know. So let's begin one by one on all these 7 principles. Yes, so G stands for gratitude. Gratitude means we should be thankful to the people who are around us, maybe our parents who has given us this beautiful life. That's how we begin. Now today morning I was in complex. I go every day to the complex, and there was some sort of para Olympic activity happening. So a lot of people were coming whose legs were practically, having some problem, unfortunately, and they were coming and they were inquiring. They wanted to, it was a special program or there's a sport activity for them. So I was just giving a thought to it, like, on one side, these people, they practically do not have even the legs to move on properly, and somehow we all have got this body through which we are able to function well. We all have got 2 hands, 2 legs. We all can speak well, hear well, and I mean something that we have got which probably many of the people have not received in the society. Agree? Another day I was meeting a friend of mine. He's a chartered accountant. So we were having some professional discussion. And he told me that, it would have been good if I would have been judge. I'm not really happy with this chartered accountancy profession. Then I was thinking, there are so many people who try to crack this chartered accountancy examination. Result is maybe 10%. At least when I was doing CS, that time the result used to come like 5-10%. Now it has gone up. Yeah, in our time it was like this. And now that guy is worried that he did not become a judge. Understand? You're getting the point. He is not happy with what he has in life, which many other people could not achieve. And he is worried about what he doesn't have. This is called cribbing in life. Unnecessarily for things which we do not have, maybe because of our destiny, because of our guidance, whatever you may call it as. What is the point? For everything, for everyone, there is something or other planned in life. Let's not be too much conscious or over possessive about objects, things, people that we do not have. So, learning to express our gratitude is a fundamental necessity of life. This first principle. The second principle is M. Now, M is again very common. So, M could be, the meditation and the yoga concept. Again, meditation generally is being done to give some peace to your mind. Now, we need to understand the science of meditation. See, you all are lawyers, that's why I'm talking about this, that, every subject that I'm talking about, all the points that I'm discussing, I can give a session on all the topics, one separate session. There's so much of depth in each and every concept. The meditation is an age-old technique that was being practiced earlier. And by that process of meditation, people starts going within themselves if you do it properly. So there's a difference between meditation and yoga. Yoga is more to do with your physical exercise, the physical postures that we do. Meditation is more to do with going within self. Right now, the problem that we all have is that we are not able to have a control over our mind. Mind is the biggest faculty that we all have within this entire body. Agree? आवाज ही नहीं आ रही.
Yes, sir.
It's the greatest faculty that we have. Whatever we are doing practically in today's world, it's just because of our mind. What is stored inside, that matters. Maybe when you are representing your case before a judge, then what comes to your mind? That decides the judgment predominantly. Agree? So mind needs a proper taming, and the meditation is a practice that helps you in taming the mind. Now we are coming to the third point. So M is done. G, M, R. R is also very important. पूरी जिंदगी lawyers की किताबों में ही निकल जाती है. And somehow, I don't know, in my life, I don't know why I chose this profession. I am not a person who is mean to read. But somehow when we started our journey of CS, the company secretaryship, we used to go to the library. We are sitting in the library at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. and practically reading till 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. in the night. We are taking breaks also, but predominantly we used to read. It was a big pressure. It was a big burden. We never liked to read, at least if I talk about myself. But somehow we have ventured into this profession. Reading is not an option for us. So we all have to read. Now what we read matters a lot, because what we read is something that gives us a strong food for thought. Yes? We all need a strong food for thought in life, so that we can reinforce. See, I'm telling you all these things now, and you all will like it. You all will love it. But it will remain till the time we are talking here only. Sad part. But that's okay. So the idea is reinforcement is needed. So this food for thought, because I cannot come every day, but book can be with us all the time. That's the beauty of a book. So reading is essential. Reading some good, mindful, spiritual books. Not fiction. आजकल तो fiction बहुत चलता है ना. We are not talking about fiction here. Fiction will not change anything in life. We are talking about reality. So we have to inculcate this habit. So reading is essential. Don't read fiction. Read reality, so that you can learn to live a real life. Fiction helps you to live only an artificial life. We don't need an artificial life. We have to live real. For that we have to believe real. And for that we have to read real, which we don't do, unfortunately. So GMR is done. The next was
BP.
Bharat Petroleum or British Petroleum, you can say. So B is for now. Now it's a very practical thing. I don't know how many of you would have done it or not. B is for deep breathing. Breathe करना. आप I don't know आप लोग करते हैं नहीं करते हैं मुझे नहीं पता.
I do.
It's a very powerful concept, by the way. One most important rule of a stressful situation in life is that whenever you are in a big stress, pause. Immediately pause. Don't react. Try to respond to the situation. And to respond to the situation, you need a break. For example, if you get a WhatsApp message from anyone, maybe a professional message came in, you receive the message and it really frustrated you. You became too much disturbed with the message. And what you did? You immediately responded. You were so much frustrated. You did not too much give you did not give a thought to it and you just responded. Does it happen sometimes? तो जब लाइफ में कोई बहुत एकदम से कोई हैवेक आता है तो इमीडिएटली उसके ऊपर एक्शन मत लो. As soon as you will take an action, it will create more big disaster. So pause is important. So this deep breathing exercise is a very practical and an easy method to give some sort of calmness to your mind in those stressful situations. So B हो गया ये. Then comes the concept of P, which is prayer. Now, if I talk about again the school days when we used to go together and we used to be a part of the assembly and then we used to pray. And believe me, it used to be one of the biggest nightmare for most of us. Agree or no? Mostly we did not like to pray the way in which we were being kind of taught from the beginning in our schools. Did you ever thought about it? What was the problem? We were praying together. We should have really enjoyed the prayers. And if I listen to these prayers today, it is so impactful. Like I'll just share one. हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ, तू स्वर की देवी है संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है हर गीत तुझसे. Now, if you try to go into the deep of the words that this prayer carries, it is phenomenal. So we were praying together, but we were not being taught the science of prayers. If we would have been taught the science of prayers in the school itself, we would have enjoyed it there also and we would have carried it forward in our life. Now, even like for example, if our parents, asked us to do some sort of prayer, it normally happens in Indian family. We all are raised in the Indian family, then generally we get this culture. Now, praying is fine, but we do not get to know the science of prayers. Now you may ask, what are you talking about? Which science you are talking about? That may be a question. Simple is that you have to learn why we have to pray and ultimately what we are going to gain out of it, how properly the prayer should be done. So this is P, prayer. Prayer is very powerful. At least I do pray every day. It works. And I'm sure it will work for you guys as well. So you need to learn the science of prayers. So this is P, and then next is again R. R stands for reflection. So technically we can call it as self-reflection. Reflection का मतलब क्या होता है? Going within own self and understanding what's really happening inside. How many of us really do this at least for 15 minutes a day on a daily basis? Reflecting by our own self what's really going on inside. 10 minutes. नहीं करते. This is the problem.
कैसे इसको करना होता है?
Reflecting means you have to observe, you have to actually, एक तो सबसे पहले इसको बिल्कुल maybe keep it away for a while and practically not have people around you. Generally हम सब, we all are social animal, we like to be together, but when we are talking about self reflection, then forget everything. Try to go to a place which is like not really having people. Sit there and just internalize yourself. Do a working around your own thought pattern. Where is it going? What does it really want? Actually, if we really learn the art of sitting alone, it's a big success. लोगों के बस की नहीं होता अकेले बैठना. अभी आइसोलेशन आया था ना, when we were talking about COVID, everyone was like, I always tell people, if internet would have been died during this phase of COVID and isolation, then probably maybe lakhs of people would have just committed suicide. Agree? This is just my own speculated thought, because we are so much obsessed with this internet technology, and that was our only hope that time. So we do not sit by our own self. Wherever we go, mobile we carry. So I was talking about this reflection, self-reflection. Now to do the self-reflection also, you need to have some good thoughts. अभी तो हमारे माइंड में कचरा ही भरा हुआ है. हम रिफ्लेक्ट किसके ऊपर करेंगे? कचरे के ऊपर. We'll be reflecting, oh, nonsense thoughts I have, and I'm just contemplating on the nonsense thoughts, and then I become more nonsense. I become more nonsense. Can you imagine? Because we have not really nurtured our life with good thoughts. Nobody talked about it. We have become so selfish. And in fact, the problem is that we even do not know what is our real self-interest. Unfortunate reality. We don't know what is our real self-interest. So we are just always thinking about garbage within our mind, and then just garbage is getting, इकट्ठा हो रहा है. जैसे यमुना की नदी में गंद डाले जा रहे हैं, गंदी होती जा रही है, ऐसे ही हम अपने गार्बेज का स्टॉक बढ़ाते जा रहे हैं. होता है ना ऐसा, क्योंकि अच्छे थॉट्स कल्टीवेट ही नहीं किए कभी लाइफ में. किसी ने बताया नहीं कि अच्छे थॉट्स भी कल्टीवेट करने चाहिए. So this is one. Now self-reflection, again, I've just talked about it as a principle. It can be again a topic for the detailed discussion. So for that you need to have again some sort of mindful reading, not on the phone. Maybe make some notes. कुछ कहीं लिखो. लिखने की हैबिट कल्टीवेट करो. लॉयर्स के प्रोफेशन में लिखना विखना तो ये बहुत नॉर्मल सी चीज़ें होती हैं. मे भी कोई बुक जैसे भगवद गीता की हम बात कर रहे थे, आपको समझ नहीं आएगी, इट्स ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. लिख के देखो उसको, थोड़ा सा 5 मिनट उसके ऊपर लिख लो, पढ़ लो, और फिर उसके ऊपर रिफ्लेक्शन, स्टार्ट कॉन्टेम्पलेटिंग. क्या सीख रहा हूँ मैं अपनी लाइफ में उसको कैसे लगा सकता हूँ. फाइन, मेक सेंस? Then the next and the last one, I mean there could be more, but this one is the last. Now which is left? S. S stands for service. When I was in Accenture, we had this concept of kind of CSR activities. So it used to be done in a very practical manner. So there was a CSR spoke, and maybe once in 2 months, once in 3 months, we used to go to the HelpAge home. We are going there, we are doing some service voluntarily, and no one is being paid for it. It's like just taking out your free time. It's not on a weekday कि office से छुट्टी ली, चलो HelpAge home. It was not like that. It used to be like going on a Sunday, maybe a Saturday, spending some time with the needy people, helping them out, doing some sort of voluntary service. उससे क्या होगा, योर थॉट प्रोसेस विल एक्सपैंड, आपका होराइजन धीरे धीरे इट विल स्टार्ट एक्सपेंडिंग. राइट नाउ आवर होराइजन इज लिमिटेड टू द फैक्ट what in it for me. Everything that we do in life is largely dominated by this principle. What do I get out of it? मतलब ही दुनिया है, सब अपना मतलब पूरा करने में बिजी. I'm sharing some hardcore realities, you may not like it also, but this is a reality of life. So these are, like, we have discussed the 7 principles, the practical principles of how to actually get rid of the stressful life. We have discussed these 7 principles. G is for gratitude. M is for, R is for reading. Then next, B is for
Deep breathing.
breathing. Yeah. P, prayer. Then next, R, last, service. ठीक है, तो ये 3 कंपनियों का ग्रुप बन गया. And believe me, if you will do it, you will definitely observe a change in your life. Now we are